A European Union and Eurozone member country, Cyprus is ideal to live and invest in. Cyprus. Invest with confidence.
Welcome to the Financial Mirror.tv Cyprus Report, sponsored by the Cyprus Investment Promotion Agency. Small to medium-sized enterprises in Cyprus are rushing to submit applications in order to grab a slice of the 306 million euros in new loans that the island's three largest banks will be given in association with the EIB, which according to Financial Mirror estimates will be costing on average 3.35%. The European Investment Bank signed loan agreements with the Cypriot commercial banks as part of a broader strategy to boost liquidity to SMEs. According to the deal, 120 million euros will go to the Bank of Cyprus, 50 million euros to Marfin Laiki, and 58 million euros to Hellenic Bank. The Cypriot banks will also have to match the EIB loans with their own funds available. The loans will be for a duration of 2 to 12 years with a 2-year grace period on capital repayments. All SMEs employing less than 250 persons and an annual turnover not exceeding 50 million euros are eligible to apply. Bank of Cyprus is ready to disburse the EIB loans in record time, having already scrutinized potential clients that meet the eligibility criteria set by the EIB, said Vasos Shirley, Bank of Cyprus Group General Manager Domestic Banking. He explained that out of the 120 million euros loan agreement that the Bank of Cyprus signed with the EIB, some 75 million euros have been earmarked for Cyprus and the remaining 45 million euros for lending to SMEs in Greece. He promised to disburse the loans in 3 months. Meanwhile, the benchmark 3-month Eurozone bank-to-bank lending rate fell further below the European Central Bank's main 1% policy rate, hitting a new all-time low in the process. The 3-month Eurobond rate, traditionally the main gauge of interbank euro lending and a mix of interest rate expectations and banks' appetite for lending, fell to 0.98%. The 6-month rate dropped to a new low of 1.22% in a further indication that the EIB loans, which are based on Euribor, may be even cheaper. Hundreds of small and medium-sized enterprises will have access to an additional 18 million euros in new funding through the Joint European Resources for Micro to Medium Enterprises, or JEREMIE initiative, at preferential terms by the end of the year. The JEREMIE initiative total is 20 million euros, but only 18 million euros will be offered as loans and guarantees to SMEs, while the rest will be used to cover administrative expenses and fees to intermediaries. Cyprus financial institutions that will be selected to disburse the loans will need to match the EIB funds. This means a total of 36 million euros will be offered at least 1.5 to 2% cheaper than traditional loans. Cyprus's finance minister scored a major win when the House of Representatives approved his plan to allow mortgage borrowers to switch from one lender bank to another without paying high mortgage transfer fees. The mortgage duty payable when a loan is transferred from one financial institution to another, or if a different property is offered as security for an existing loan, will now be 0.25% of the loan with a maximum of 200 euros in fees payable to the Land Registry Department. This compares to 1% of the declared value of the property payable previously. For example, when switching a mortgage secured on a property officially valued at 500,000 euros, a borrower will now pay 200 instead of 5,000 euros like before. VAT receipts, which constitute the biggest part of indirect tax receipts at 75% of the total, recorded a 9.1% decrease in the first half of 2009 to 861 million euros, in a clear indication of a weakening private consumption demand, according to the Department of Customs and Excise. Local credit card spending, meanwhile, fell by 2% in the first 6 months of 2009, according to data from the credit card company JCC. Local plastic card use by Cyprus residents was 896 million euros from January through June. Expenditure by foreigners in Cyprus has fallen in line with dropping tourist arrivals. Spending with non-Cyprus cards fell year on year by 18% in the first 6 months to 176 million euros. However, the picture continues to be more buoyant for Cypriot spending abroad. Residents of Cyprus spent 496 million euros abroad from January through June, a rise of 10% compared with the same period of 2008. Cyprus's finance minister said he would try to boost cooperation with banks as a row simmered between central bank and Marfin Popular over supervisory tactics. In a tense session at the House of Representatives, Marfin Popular Bank vice chairman accused the central bank governor of having dictatorial powers and of not being accountable to anyone for his superpowers. MPB has said it plans to move its headquarters to Greece. It cited an inhibiting legal framework for banks and questioned the sweeping executive powers of the central bank governor. Marfin said Cypriot banking authorities had been slow in processing applications of the bank for expansion abroad and that its move to Greece would aid those plans. It also complained of what it said was unfair treatment by the central bank, which denied the charges. The Marfin Bank executive said that up to the end of September, we have the possibility to change our decision. Thanks for watching FinancialMirror.tv.
A European Union and Eurozone member country, Cyprus is ideal to live and invest in. Cyprus has a transparent and robust economy, well-educated professionals, attractive taxation and growth potential in several sectors. Cyprus. Invest with confidence.